Leo Haggerty, Amped Up Sports. It's Wednesday, September 25th. Yeah, down here in Tampa, we're getting ready to see what Hurricane Helene is going to do. It looks like we're just going to get the outskirts of what's happening. Well, a little bit of a storm surge, but nothing like what's going to happen up in the Panhandle. They're talking 10 to 20-foot storm surge, 140, possibly a Cat 4 hurricane showing up on the Florida Gulf Coast there in Big Bend. But let's get right to my thoughts of a septuagenarian column. And the reason why I'm talking about hockey, yeah, it's 95 degrees in Tampa, and hockey season has commenced. But when you look at my time on this planet, which began in 1953, to today, one of the big changes is the free movement of players, not just pro, but now college as well, from team to team. Back when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s, William Hayes played for the Giants. Hank Aaron played for the Braves. They moved eventually. But could you imagine Bill Russell not playing for the Celtics? Could you imagine Larry Bird not playing for the Celtics? Could you imagine Bob Gibson not playing for the Cardinals? Well, that was thoughts that were totally out of my realm of comprehension back then. But now, look what's happening. And the reason why I bring that up is the Tampa Bay Lightning are dealing with the loss of their future Hall of Famer, number 91, Steven Stamkos. This is going to be the first campaign since 2008-2009 without Stamkos in a blue and black Lightning sweater. After 1,082 games, 555 goals, 582 assists, he has moved on to Nashville and will play for the Predators. Now, some fans are lamenting the loss of the 34-year-old native of Markham in the Canadian province of Ontario, and I can truly understand that rationale. How does the Lightning replace 1,137 regular season points plus 50 goals, along with 51 assists, in 128 playoff games, plus raising the cup 2 consecutive years in 2020 and 2021. That's going to be answered starting October 11th when the Bolts open up in Raleigh against the Carolina Hurricanes. With all that being said, let's be honest here. This ain't the first rodeo for the Tampa Bay Lightning when it comes to dealing with a star player's exodus. They had to deal with fan favorites Vincent Lecavalier and Martin St. Louis, who departed Tampa Bay after 14 and 13-year careers, respectively, with the Bolts. And to be perfectly honest, the black and blue, they got it right. There comes a point, no matter how much a player is beloved by their fan base, that the organization and the player must weigh their options. We all know that Father Time is undefeated, but what we don't know is when that comes to fruition, because it's different for every player. And in Tampa Bay, we had a really good example of that in Tom Brady coming from the Patriots and leading the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl at an astounding 43 years of age. It will take at least a full season, and possibly two, to actually see if the Lightning letting their captain go was the right decision. It will be determined by the kind of numbers Stamkos can post in Nashville, and can Tampa Bay find a player, and it may be two, that can step up and fill that goal-scoring void. They're going to have a hard time filling the void in that locker room. Now, they've named Victor Hedman, again, a Lightning legend, who is still with the team as their new captain. That's going to help, but let's see what happens on that power play on the left wing when 91 isn't there. So let's sit back and buckle up for the ride. To say this season is going to be an interesting campaign for the Lightning is an understatement. You can count on Amped Up Sports being there to cover all the action on the ice at Amalie Arena. Leo Haggerty, Amped Up Sports. Hey, If you're within Florida, stay safe. If not, say a prayer for us. Hopefully we get through this. Bucket Dano.